Hello. So it is now 23rd of January. I had the procedure on the 10th of December. So it's just over 6 weeks. So I thought I should probably check in and do one of these because it's been a while. On the last one, I said that I would show you the picture of the swelling. So we'll do that. And you can all laugh at my very strange elongated face. And the other thing I want to do is I've got a separate camera now, so I can kind of show you a bit more of what it's currently looking like. Um, so yeah, 6 weeks have passed. Um, and yeah, as you can see, we're getting regrowth already. You can see where the hairs were implanted. It's very clear where those patchy parts are. But there is hair growing back, and I'll zoom on it in a little while. Uh, it's very exciting actually at the moment because it feels like every day now I look in the mirror, I'm like, I can see less scalp. It feels like it's looking darker. And I had a haircut before I went back to work, just to sort of took care of the sides and the back. Didn't touch the top at all. And I'm having another haircut tomorrow, so I'm very much looking forward to that. Again, won't be touching the top, just around the sides. But it's starting to feel like, yeah, I've got a haircut, a hairstyle, not quite a style, but you know what I mean? It feels less like it's just kind of there growing, and I can actually do stuff with it. But anyway, let's go on to the fun bit, which is the swelling. Because the first time round, I was told to wear the headband um, the whole time that it was healing on the first 2 weeks. And since then, they've changed the guidance. And I think it's because I'm sure someone said that, not when I was there, but one of the other people who's been to the clinic that I've been to, who's also been told the same thing about taking it off. Um, they were told that at night time, someone's band slipped and pulled on some of their grafts. So now they advise that you don't wear it at night. So the idea is you wear it during the day to keep the swelling up, and at night you take it off and then let some of the swelling drain out. I was working from home and was intending on obviously not being in the office for quite a while. I wasn't really leaving the house, so I wasn't really bothered about sort of the vanity aspect of looking terrible. So I kind of just decided, oh, I'm just going to take it off and just let the swelling pass through, and hopefully it'll just be over and done with quicker. But the result of that was, well, you're about to see. Now, I've seen some really horrific hair transplant recovery videos. I saw one on Instagram quite recently of some influencer guy, and he paid $17,000, I think it was, for his hair transplant. And his swelling, honestly, his head looked like a melon. It looked so bad. I couldn't believe, like, he must have been in such discomfort. Um, and I think my swelling was bad enough, but this guy's was out of this world. But yeah, this is as bad as it got for me. I won't bore you by having any more of a build up. Let's see, where are these pictures? Okay, right. So first of all, just for context, for comparison, that was how I looked on the day that I had it done. I thought actually it looked all right for shaved head. Not too bad, but you don't have the hair transplants have a shaved head. So um, you can see at the top there. So you can see from the original transplant, there's very dense coverage all over. So the first one did go very, very well. And you can see, I'll zoom a bit more. I also feel like he attempted a cock and balls outline on my head, but ended up drawing a stingray or a weird rocket. But yeah, you can see here, it is very dense. But as you can see towards the back where the crown is, that's where I wanted more focus, more density. But I think, as I said in previous videos, as I was going there anyway to have the crown done, he was like, "Well, look, I'll put a bit more in the temples anyways, give you a little bit more density." And obviously, I asked for that slight sort of widow's peak type thing at the front, like a bit more of a point to it. Um, so here you can see after the surgery, so a lot of grass. And I know it looks gross, it really does. It looks like some kind of the innards of a gross fruit or something. Um, but yeah, that's immediately post surgery at the front and then at the back. So you can see a lot of grafts uh, here at the front where I had the sort of new shape, and some around the sides, and then a lot of grafts at the back. So I had 1,000 at the front and 1,800 across the back. And just for context, and apologies if I've said this in previous recordings, but I don't always watch them back and remember. But the first surgery was 2,200 in the front and 800 in the back. This was 1,000 at the front, 1,800 in the back. So I've more than tripled the amount in total that I had previously. So on to the fun bit. What did it look like when the swelling started? So again, just for context, that was what I looked like the day of the surgery. And then this is when the swelling kicked in. So you can see they're quite plump around the cheeks. Um, and yeah, just kind of looking a bit chubby. Not so bad. That soon developed into this. And what you can't see very well here is the swelling was really focused on one side. So here, this cheek here, you can just about see it. It kind of sticks out a bit more than this one, but it was like solid. And I always thought the swelling would be quite spongy, but it's rock hard. Um, and weirdly enough, the most uncomfortable part is actually your forehead. Like your forehead feels really, really tight. I mean, it looks super smooth, but it was very, very tight. And then that eventually ended up, like, yeah, you can really see here, one side's very, very bulbous. So yeah, it's I'm not gonna say it's the most fun thing in the world, but you know, there's worse things to have than that bit of swelling for a few days, and then it all went down. Um, and then since then, it's the same as the last hair transplant, or the first hair transplant I had, which is all just a waiting game. Uh, so if you're here to see the swollen pictures and those only, that's then done now. I'm sorry I didn't take a massive catalogue of them. That's pretty much it. But in terms of the progress, as you can see, for 6 weeks, we are not looking bad at all. And I've got this tiny camera. I'm not going to be able to hook it up for this video. This tiny, tiny camera that I was running over my scalp, and I can see the thick black hairs. Well, black, dark grey, dark, I suppose at this point, um, coming through. So I know that density is just going to get thicker and thicker and thicker. But for now, actually, and the purpose of getting this camera was so that I could show a bit more. Let me get under the light. Um, so you can see here that along the hairline in particular, ignore the mess behind me. The hairline in particular here, it's started to come through already. There's hair here. It's not particularly thick, but it's coming through. Same on this side. And then the crown, it's hard to get the right angle without getting too much glare, but getting enough light. But you can see there's a lot of hair in the crown. Oh, there you go. If I shade too much of the light, you can see here definitely some more regrowth needed here. But the back, the crown itself, there's a lot of hair come through. So for 6 weeks, that's how we're looking. I was wearing a hat to commute to and from work. I don't care about my colleagues seeing me looking not quite my best, but I don't want people staring at me on the tube because, as I previously described, it is a bit like a dog with mange, although they call it the ugly duckling phase at this point of the healing. But yeah, it's coming through. Um, Not an awful lot to say about it. I just thought I'd, for transparency, let everyone know how it's going. Um, I suppose for the donor area, you can see here we've got no sort of patchiness or anything like that. It's still looking, sort of pretty normal. Again, ignore the mess in the back of my room. Um, so yeah, donor area is looking good. Much like last time, the donor area is still quite itchy. So I get quite a bit of itchiness at the back. But small price to pay for what will hopefully end up being another really successful hair transplant. This time, obviously, a lot more density in the back. So yes, as previously, I'm not going to upload tons of these. When there's something significant to update on, I'll drop another one. But in the meantime, any questions, drop them there as usual or contact me on social media. And I'm more than happy to answer. But yeah, in the meantime, that's it. Good luck if you're having a hair transplant between now and the next time I do one of these. I've had a few people say that they're going for theirs now. So good luck to you. And yeah, I'll speak to you next time. Take care of yourselves. Bye bye.